I want to transition to the podcast, man. The green light, it's fantastic. It's fun. It's loose. It's exactly what I want when I want to escape from whatever the hell I'm doing in life, and I just want to chill out. It will definitely be my camp listen this year. When we're probably eating by ourselves or whatever the hell we're doing while we're eating our meals.
Right. I'm glad to know that's how it's being consumed. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, because I just want to check out. I love it. How'd you get it started? You just got picked up too.
Yeah. We ended up with Blue Wire.
Awesome. Congrats, man.
For us. Thank you. And thanks for listening. It's a little weird for me. It's been a really cool journey, but it's also been like I've had to kind of battle myself on it. Like, I don't know if you ever feel like just doing this is an act of self-importance, just even having a podcast. And I don't like coming across that way, but what I love is entertaining people and meeting people. And I can't stop thinking. I love doing, making stuff up to do. I love the challenge of, hey, we got nothing to talk about. I'm going to be miserable for a day trying to think of like the segments we need to do and trying to book a guest, but it's the hustle. It's the grind that replaces football. And I don't wake up sore. So that's good.
Really good.
It's fun, man. And I get to talk to a lot of awesome people, and it's made me better, because I've had to work on myself. I've had to be like, hey, you suck at this. Like, I don't mean at podcasting in general, but like when you do something that sucks, when you work for yourself and you're your own boss, you have to identify those things and lean on the people in your circle to be like, hey, how can I improve this podcast? Because it's a really direct reflection of you.
It's the same as a player too, right? Like,
yeah.
You when you show up to training camp, you're like, well, these are like the anxieties, and I'm sure you've had them. Like, did I do enough? Yeah, you did enough. Like, just go do it,
And that's the heart. And that is a great balance to try to strike, because, and you hit it on the head, is like, when I was a football player, you were always battling the did I do enough? And I was usually doing too much. I think like if I've had to battle anything in my life, it's like overworking and doing too much. And then like I was doing that as a podcaster for a while, and like you'd over prepare, you find your voice, like, you're trying to be marketable, you're trying to get people to listen to you. And like, you try to talk in like sometimes a broadcasting voice or something. And you're like, it's just hard to figure out like, what's your voice? What are you comfortable talking about? What are your listeners like? But balancing that with like, I don't give a fuck. I'm in this because I want to do something that I like, and it's take it or leave it, which is the overwhelming kind of attitude for me. But now that we have fans who I feel really indebted to and a listenership, now I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't give a fuck, take it or leave it, but also I care what my listeners think.
Well, they come to see you, right? Like they're coming to you for a reason, whatever it may be, but they're coming to see you. And again, this is like in my novice media career, I've done a few different things in media while playing, but like that's why I did with this. Like, I've had so many different people on this podcast. Like it's for you and I to talk, right? You had an unbelievable career. You're a football guy. I can make this connect. But I've had chefs on. I had Doug Ellen from Entourage on. Like, I just wanted to. That's what I like. Like,
which is awesome. Which
I like
is
a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's the fun part. And I've struggled at times, like sticking to like somebody will be like, well, what are we talking about this morning? Well, Aaron Rodgers is still talking about, I'm like, I don't give a fuck at this juncture in the summer, dude. We already did that. I refuse.
Well, people rather hear about your vacation and, like, people rather hear about like what you're doing in Montana.
And that's the hard part, is accepting that people, and it's not out of a sense of like insecurity, but it's just out of a sense of like, you have to talk about yourself a lot when you podcast.
Yeah.
You have to say I a lot. You have to tell stories to relate, things back to yourself. I'm also very cognizant of not being that guy, which is hard when you're doing 2-hour pods a week. And there are going to be times where you're going to have to draw from your own experience. So I think that's the thing I struggle with the most, is like fucking the self-importance of it. You know what I mean? Like, which is hard, because I don't want to be a podcaster when I walk away and go hang out with my family or my friends. And like, you can easily fall into a habit. Like, you've been doing this all week, then you walk off set and you're like, oh, I'm still doing a podcast, which is like it can happen.